Hello, wonderful people of YouTube land. Lumpy Ice Cream here, continuing with the looks at comic book and superhero movies. This time, we're taking a little break from Batman because I'm I'm recording these in order of release and not the characters. We're going to be looking at The Crow from 1994. Now, I checked this out just in pure curiosity of the movie, because I don't want to say the reason this movie is famous, but definitely a contributing factor. It's kind of like Heath Ledger's Joker in a way, um, in that he died before the movie came out. Brandon Lee, the actor who portrays Eric Draven slash the Crow, son of Bruce Lee, died while filming this movie. In fact, while filming, I believe the character's death scene. Um, and I guess the movie has a cult following. I'm not sure how did it do at like the reception. It was well received, has an approval of 82% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, so it's a pretty good film. Would it have done as well had Brandon Lee not passed? We'll never know. And I know it's not a question I like to ask either, but I know a lot of people do ask it. It's the same with Heath Ledger's Joker. Would this have been the same if? Yeah, it's a question that always pops up in situations like this. But nonetheless, we're going to review this movie anyway. So basic plot, trying to keep it mildly spoiler free. Eric Draven and his wife, what's her name? I'm looking up the cast list. I couldn't tell you what her name is. There's a few female names here. Is it Sarah or is that the little girl? Shelley Webster. That's his fiance's name. They are murdered the day before their wedding, or is it not? I think so. I don't know, but they are murdered before they can get married. Basic story. But Eric Draven is revived 1 year later, I believe, by a crow just landing on his grave and tapping at some sort of mystical crow, and bestows him with abilities. So he goes to his apartment not knowing what's going on and turns himself into the Crow. Not to get too ahead, but because we'll discuss that in cast, but Brandon Lee turns in a fantastic performance as Eric Draven. So he basically hunts down the people who murdered him and Shelley with the help of Sarah. I believe it is Sarah this time around. Is it? Is her name Sarah? Yeah, Sarah is the little girl who was like friends with them before they died. I can't remember her involvement with the characters, but yeah, she basically assists there. And we get a fantastic revenge movie. Just brilliant. The plot, very simple plot, but that's why it's getting a 10 out of 10. So let's roll on to the cast and characters. So as mentioned before, we get Brandon Lee as Eric Draven slash the Crow. Fantastic performance. Just does a great job nailing this performance. And so tragic what happened to him. Yeah, it's just a tragic accident. He could have just done so much more in his career. He was very young too. I think he was in his 20s. I'd look it up, but the laptop just refuses to do anything when this webcam is going. We get Michael Wincott as Top Dollar, who I believe is never named in the film. But he is like the big bad of the movie. He's the one who's like in charge of everyone. We get Ernie Hudson as Sergeant Albrecht. I believe he is the cop who, or the sergeant who is like finds their bodies or whatever is, yeah. We get Rochelle Davis as Sarah, who's the little girl. She's not that. She's a teenager, I'm pretty sure. We get Bei Ling as Micah. I don't know. I believe she is like the second-hand woman to Top Dollar. David Patrick Kelly as T-Bird. Tony Todd's in this movie. As Grange. John Polito as Gideon. Angel David as Skank. I'm just reading these down. Sophia Shiners, I don't know, as Shelley Webster. That freaked me out a little bit. I just looked in the webcam and saw a shadow moving. It was just a curtain. Not gonna lie, freaked me out. Michael Massey as Funboy. Very tragic as well. What he had to go through. He was the one who pulled the trigger that killed Eric Draven. Sorry, the name was just in front of me. Brandon Lee. And I believe he left Hollywood for quite a while. He was just so shaken up about it. Which, that's very sad that he was the one. It wasn't even his fault, but he kind of made it, I guess. He perceived it as he had something to do with it because he was the one that pulled the trigger. If you don't know the backstory, I won't go into it here. Just do a quick Google search and you'll understand. Just make sure you're reading the right backstory because there's a lot of ones going around. But yeah, we get Anna Levine as Darla. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine as to who she is. Lawrence Mason as Tintin. Bill Raymond as Mickey, and Marco Rodriguez as Tories. So that's our cast. All of our cast here turn in a pretty good performance from memory. I haven't watched this movie in a while. I'm going to need to sit down and watch it again. Actually, I might do that very soon. I haven't watched the sequels. I kind of don't want to, but at the same time, I'm kind of a completionist in which I have to watch the sequels to something. But as of this time, I have not watched the sequels. The cast gets a 10. The tone of the film is very dark. The villains here are quite sadistic, or most of them. And it doesn't tiptoe around what criminals are. Eric Draven, it's just sad what happens to him and his fiancée, and just a really awesome tone this movie has. It's like dark, but it's also a very beautiful movie. I don't know why. It's just one of my favorite scenes is just Eric Draven playing the guitar. I don't know why. I just love that scene. So the tone gets a 10. That means 30 out of a possible 30. And that means a 10 out of 10 for the people who like to keep it simple. So yeah, guys, if you have not watched The Crow, I highly recommend it. Please do yourself a favor and watch The Crow. The sequels, leave it up to you, but I've heard nothing but bad things about them. But go off and do that if you so wish. But yeah, please, guys, definitely at least check out The Crow. How long is it? I remember it not being that long a movie. 102 minutes, so just under 2 hours. And just over an hour and 40 minutes. That big a chunk of time for you to watch it. So yeah, guys, if you... I can't
give my opinions of the movie when I was a child because I didn't watch it until probably I was about 15, 16 years old. So not that long ago. But I have watched the movie like twice, I believe.
Yeah, twice. Once by myself, once with my brother. Gonna be a third time very soon. But yeah, guys, I thank each and every one of you for watching. Let me know what you thought of The Crow down there. And if you liked, please give it a like. Chuck us a comment, subscribe, share, all that cool shit. And I've been Lumpy Ice Cream. You have been the wonderful people of YouTube land. And I shall see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.